Sorry. Knower, seer, or you can say I am, the real I. The knower seems hidden, or knower hides itself for ignorant, and always present for the wise and the seeker. That is why we say that the seeker is wise. Seems, I'm saying, knower or the real I seems hidden. It hides itself. Or we can say, see, there are two expressions. There is no other way to express it. And take an example. We gave a beautiful example from our text that at dusk, when there was not too much of light, we see the snake in a rope. It appears the rope is a snake. It seems. So the rope is hiding in snake. Seeker or the knower is hiding in the known. Are you getting it? Knower is hiding in the known. What it means? The knower is always present in the world, but I don't see. I don't recognize. What I recognize is the world of name and the form, and this world of name and the form has the problem, has worries, has tension, has stress. The knower does not have that stress. The rope does not have any stress. See that? That is what this mantra, Shanti mantra, says. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. I see something incomplete. When I perceive incomplete, I am ignorant. So the Master says everything in the existence, both manifest and unmanifest, is complete and perfect. Wholeness of the why? Why does the wholeness of the universe? Because it comes from the whole. When anything comes from the iron, has to be the iron. Do you see that? Anything coming from the air has to be air. In one form or the other. We change the name. Look at this. This is a balloon. But the air is there. Can the balloon exist without air? Wholeness of the existence. So what I'm repeating again, that knower, that seer, that real I is always present. But it is absent for ignorant. Ignorance means what? I don't know myself. I don't know my real self. I'm not talking of ignorant of physics or chemistry or driving or some food. No, we are not talking of that. The wholeness of the existence, unity of creation, the manifest universe emerges from the unmanifest whole. Now, if the rope is not there, that is what our master argues, if the rope is not there, I cannot see the snake at dusk. It appears like a snake. So even that delusion and illusion depends on the something that is whole, that exists. We have to go a little deeper. So this rope or existence of that snake, that real self, the knower, the pure consciousness, this body, mind, intellect, and ego as a false I. Then the master says that absolute, you cannot remove it. You cannot remove that absolute. In order to see the snake in ignorance, the rope has to be present. Do you see that? We just have to become aware of this. It is always there. But I don't see it. I get caught in I am poor, I'm rich, I'm male, I'm female, I'm father, I'm son. These are the snakes which hides the rope, the real self. But that absolute is always there, all the time. Immutability of the absolute. And then the master says, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Means recognition is done and then you are free. You are free. So now come again to the same topic. Consciousness in different states. Real self, so-called, so to say, to make you understand. Real self in different states. What are the different states? We say waking, we say dream, we say sleep. In waking state, consciousness is present with objects in thoughts. In deep sleep, consciousness is still present because thoughts and objects are not there, so I don't recognize it. Because I always recognize the world, the thoughts, and the objects with the mind. But it is not there. But it does not mean if it is not there, then the consciousness is not there. And in the dream state, we have a dreamer mind, we have a dreamer intellect, we have a dreamer I. Just for a while, here and now, just at this moment, you become aware. What is the waking state? Waking state, if the mind, memory, intellect, and I thought is not there, I cannot recognize you, you cannot recognize me. You see, all the four aspects has to be there. And who supports that? They are the snake. Behind that, there is one consciousness. That is the real self. Waking state. The state of normal consciousness when we are awake and interacting with the external world Active components are mind, intellect, ego, the thought, past memory. So that is how I perceive the world. I wake up in the morning, hi honey, or whosoever is present, the thought comes, let me have a cup of tea. It is not hidden, but it appears that the real self is hidden. Fact is that it is not hidden, it is clearly visible. But I forget it, or I seem to forget it. Put that way. Without the knower, I cannot perceive the world. And in the dream state, what happens? There is the state of the consciousness during the sleep when the mind creates internal experiences. I have an external experiences at this time in a session. In dream state, I see you all. So it is my internal experiences. That is what so there is a difference between the internal experiences and the external. The mind concludes that the external world continues to exist for a longer time as compared to the dream. That is the only difference between the waking state and the sleep state. So mind is active. Obviously, intellect is active. It's a partially active. You can say it is partially active. I see the snake in a row. Ego. Yeah, it is also present. Memories. It is accessible. It is mixed up with unusual ways. You see how the ignorance plays out every day in our life. And then what happens in sleep? In deep sleep, it is absent. Why it is absent? Because the mind is inactive, intellect inactive, ego dormant, memories inaccessible. But you cannot say that only the sleep state I am or the waking state I am. It is one continuous whole. What is that whole in the presence of the parts? Waking state, dream state, sleep state. Think. We have to contemplate and reflect. If you are you all are a seeker, we have to contemplate. How the moment you wake up in the morning and you are aware, yes, I see the room, I see the computer, I see the books and other stuff, I see the phone. Where is the seer? When I say I see, then seer is there. The knower is there. So what problem comes? I become the seen. I become the known. But how I become the known? Because of ignorance. What is ignorance? I don't know real self. I'm not saying that I don't know cooking, I don't know physics. No. That is the subject matter. It's a common sense approach. Common sense. So after the master says, let us understand the very nature of the consciousness. So already we got an understanding that consciousness is unchanging, it is non-dual, it is the substratum of all my experiences, whatever I experience. And that is why you have to contemplate maybe one day for an hour, reflect, or during the entire day. For example, I know this book. Means what? It is actually consciousness in which the book appears, in which the experience of the book appears in the mind. No other way around. So it means what? I know the book. Conclusion, I am not the book. I know the pain. I am not the pain. I know Dennis, but I'm not the Dennis. So because of that ignorance, they mix up. And that mixing up is known as the ignorance. I'm not able to discern. And then I get caught in the delusion. And delusion causes the suffering. Master says, when you recognize and realize this knower, this seer, independent, is snake depends on, is snake in, is the rope independent of the snake? Answer is yes. But I see the snake. I told you at dusk, to not too much of light, not totally dark, and that rope appears as a snake. I have to ask you an important question. What is that most important question? Now there is a full light and I have recognized that it is a rope. There is no snake, so the fear goes out. But the moot question is from where the snake came to my mind. From where? Ignorance. Ignorance. That is the entire journey. My master used to explain in a different way. So the true nature of the consciousness, it is not the body, mind, intellect, ego, thoughts. What the thought says, you are father, you are mother, you are son, you are daughter. Oh, these labels. I gave a label to the rope. Hold on. But the consciousness continuity of the rope, continuity of the consciousness, but there is no continuity of any label. Master says this consciousness can easily be understood as Sat, Chetan. So we are of the nature of real self, and the real self is Sat means truth, Chit means consciousness, Ananda means the pure joy or pure bliss. Don't take this world bliss, don't migrate this bliss to sexual pleasures or pleasures. No, it is independent. It is the nature of the consciousness. So the master continues. He says, now let us understand this love and the joy, or love and the happiness. So there your attention is required and you have to contemplate and reflect again and again. It is not criticizing anyone. Love and the joy, or love and the happiness. So the master says what he says, love and happiness. Okay. So that we stating what it states, we love what gives us happiness. We love what gives us happiness. We don't love that does not give me happiness. So got married, so you are giving me happiness. After a few years, less happiness. After more few years, happiness is gone, so divorces take place. Simple. Do you think after the divorce, are these two individuals become different? They don't remain as a human beings. They remain human beings. Only the content in the mind has changed. And what is that content? Now I don't love you. Why I don't love you? Because I don't find happiness. So I was looking for a pleasure in the beginning, and I'm still looking for the same pleasure. So main thing that we have to understand what I love, no, how to say that love and joy, that we love what gives us happiness. So we are understanding that happiness. We love, or you can say we like what gives us happiness. Now let us understand this so-called love. So more causes in the love means less pure love. There are many causes. I put many reasons. If you do like this, here are the 5 reasons, then I love you. That is known as the conditional love. And the conditional love means that is attachment. I'm making it very clear in a very simple way. More causes. I put forth many causes, conditions to be in love with you because that will give me happiness. I'm still searching that happiness. More causes in love means less. You can say that there is no unconditional love, it is conditional. Second issue, second challenge comes from the ignorant mind. More sacrifice indicates a stronger love. Now you see that the entire Eastern wisdom says that no, you have to sacrifice. Means I have to contribute and be grateful. I should be grateful to you all because you gave me an opportunity to express myself. The journey of the Eastern wisdom, it is the other way around. So that is termed as a sacrifice. So that is why we understand, mind understands, but still the mind in ignorance hides it. It still creates so many reasons. So more sacrifice, the more givingness indicates the stronger love. Fewer medium. There are not many mediums in between the love that indicates a stronger love. But don't forget, I love because it gives me happiness. We are going to conclude. Just remember, more work done for someone indicates more love. I'm always ready. I extend myself to do the things that you want to do, and that not getting tired of someone indicates a strong love. All these 4 and 5 characteristics, if you think about yourself, you will discover that you are always happy with yourself because our nature is happiness. You call me, hey, are you ready? No, I'm a little bit tired. I cannot go with you today. So I hang up the phone and now I start driving. Because what I love, that gives me happiness, and that happiness is me. Let us go a little deeper in a different way. Love is like a clear stream. The more conditions you add, the more polluted it becomes. Love. What I like, that gives me happiness. What I love, that gives me happiness. At any point of time, you don't love yourself? Tell me. Now I'm tired, so today I'm not talking to you, so let me sleep. Why I sleep? Because it gives me happiness. I like pasta because it gives me happiness. I like you because it gives me happiness. I cannot like you if it does not give me any happiness. So the mind comes in it between. Mind creates the problem. And that mind creates a conditioning. More sacrifices indicates a stronger love. Sacrifices here a giving nature, not expecting nature. So expectations creates a conditional love. So when I'm free or minimize the expectations, I see there is an abundance of love, and ultimately it leads to happiness. This is another way to explain the same verse. I'm always ready to participate in your life, in your activity. That is why we find when we donate something to someone, it is almost an unconditional. I've donated this thing to you, whatever you want to do it, do it. That's your outlook. Do you see that? Why the masters are saying that this works? Because it changes the perception of the mind. Not getting tired of someone indicates a strong love. I accept you, full of love, full of care. Finished. Now come, you have understood the conditional love, unconditional love, and their characteristics. What about the self-love? That is the topic. Can I say that love to myself is free from any reason? Answer is yes. I love myself without any reason. That is why I want to continue to exist. Oh, that neighbor died. He was a wonderful guy. But I don't have a question. Of a causeless. I give a cause. Oh, you were suffering from illness. Come on, if I'm suffering from illness, I still want to exist. I don't have limbs. I still want to exist. Self-love. Olympics have done something very good. They have started Paralympics. To give recognition. Do you see that? Self-love is so strong. There is no medium between us and ourselves, between me and what I am. So there is no medium, so there is a continuity of love. And that love is present even in the ant or insect you touch. They save themselves. All our actions are ultimately to secure our happiness. Do you agree with that? Any action, any thought, any speech, any word. Do you want to do anything for stress? Do you want to do anything for pain, for suffering? Answer is no. I get suffering because of ignorance. We never get tired of ourselves. I picked up a couple of reasons. Self-love is causeless. We sacrifice everything for ourselves. That we sacrifice for ourselves, for that happiness. I divorce you. For sacrifice, for that self happiness, I don't want to talk to the son. I don't want to talk to the daughter. I want to leave everyone. You have taken care of me, and still I want to leave. Do you see the external world? We have hundreds of examples. I'll give an example. Bill Gates. I lived loveless life for 27 years. Think. We sacrifice everything for ourselves. Why? For happiness. There is no medium between us and ourselves. All our actions ultimately for our own happiness, my friend. Now, what we can conclude? Simple conclusion. That real self is the nature of the joy, that nature of the happiness, because we love ourselves the most. Now continue to express, sometime I had the couple asked me that, oh, it means that I should not express that I love you, honey. I said, I didn't tell you this. But one thing is clear, I love honey for the sake of my own happiness. That is 100% clear. So we have, in the beginning, we started with the consciousness. So when I say I am consciousness, so through the same consciousness, I understand that I exist. What is meaning of existence? It continues in all the three states. So it continues in all the states. So what is existence? That is why we say the real self is existence plus consciousness. And now the third part, it is unbound, unlimited happiness. We are the real self. We did not talk about any what? We did not talk about any religion, cult, dogma, mantra, belief. Can you see the beauty of these masters? From the teachings of that, many more modern famous masters have become famous, claiming that they have the revelation. Come on, this is from the text, more than 1200 years ago. I love myself the most because that love, that happiness is within me. And that is present where there is a consciousness. So I'm happy to preserve myself exactly the same way as the ant or the insects wants to preserve oneself. Why? Because the presence of the consciousness. Think. Master doesn't say just agree. He says inquire. So that inner happiness is the basis of the love. Basis of the attachment, so I am in ignorance. Basis of the love, I am not ignorant. Now I recognize I am of the nature of happiness. Consciously, unconsciously, habitually, impulsively, instinctively, or any other format, I love myself. But when I do it instinctively, impulsively, habitually, unconsciously, my reliance on the world outside, then I fall into ignorance. And then because I rely on you for my happiness, now you are not giving me the happiness, so the mind creates another pattern. Then the problem comes. Forget everything that you just heard. Is the self constant in all your experiences? Oh, yes, that I am. I say I am. Yes, that self is constant in all the experiences. It is the source of the happiness. It is a natural source of happiness. And I'm searching that happiness outside. Why you fight with your honey? Tell me. Instead of looking at the source of happiness within, I'm looking, the source of happiness is my honey. And you are not giving me the joy the way I'm expecting you. Or in the past, you have given me the joy. Now you have understood. Will you fight? Will you react? Tell. So our masters, they say that, okay, when you do not understand, then okay, get rid of, these are the impurities of the mind. Then master, teaches in a different way. These are the impurities of the mind. First, get rid of the impurities, and then what is left is you. What is you is absolute existence, and you got it. Now see that we have completed the 10 verses. Now the master goes into the 11th verse. He continues. What he says in the 11th verse is so important. It gives you a deep insight. He says, if not known, there is no supreme love. If known, there is no desire for the objects. If I know that I am the source of my happiness, permanent happiness, I will not desire anything from the world. But it does not mean that I don't have a relationship. I will get married, I have kids, and I will earn money, I'll eat. Yes, I will just continue to say, yes, I like this. But internally, I know the ultimate source of happiness is me. So I am eating what I like without a desire for seeking happiness. Also, it means you don't enjoy even the pasta that you like. No, I enjoy it. Who enjoys? The mind and the tongue. Do you see the beauty of this deeper insight? So, if known, real self is known, rope is known. Mind, you created a snake. I don't. Now I have no fear and failure. I'm just relating it to it. But if not known, but if I don't know the real self, then I falsely claim, honey, only you can give me ultimate love. Are you getting it? Do you see the paradox? It means I have a lot of expectations. Then I put lot of conditions. This is what I explained to you. So we are going into the 11th verse. Thus, The master says, we will understand it in detail. Thus, though known, now a beautiful, very complex logic. In the first line, he says, if known, real self is known. Forget about any desire of seeking happiness from the world outside. Maybe a person, a relationship, a thing, an object. I'm happy. Okay. In the second condition, he says, if not known, then there is no supreme love. I recognize, but I don't want to understand it. I change honey, I change car, I change house, I change everything, I change my face for seeking supreme happiness, but it is not there. Did you understand these 2 points? Now what the master says is such a, it says it's a magic. What the master creating a magic? At least I know there is happiness. Is it clear? It remains unknown. Do you see that? What the master is saying in the second line? Thus, though known, it remains unknown. Such is the supreme bliss of the self. I cannot reject outrightly that I don't know what happiness is. I don't know where it is. That's why we smile and we relate ourselves and be happy. We eat something and we get happy. So it is known. Master is saying it is known. But where it is, it remains unknown. So I know it is in the pasta. I'm ignorant. I know it is coming from within. I'm wise. But it is known. One thing is very clear. No one, even the foolish guy, even the greatest criminal, even the born baby, consciously, unconsciously, I know happiness is there. Born baby, mother feeds the milk, and yes, now you start jumping. We start jumping. Do you see that? So once we understand clearly, when in all conditions of our life, in all our relationship, in all the transactions of the mind, we can recognize and realize we are the source of happiness. And that very recognition and realization is the journey of the self-discovery. And then we will understand what are the examples, metaphors he created in order to prove this point. Close your eyes. Yes, close your eyes. We are not doing anything, and still we are doing anything. That is what that is what maybe your perception is. You see, the mind creates an ignorance when I say, now close your eyes. That is what I'm saying. We are going deeper. How deeper? Deeper means a higher consciousness, a rise in awareness, extraordinary awareness. Nothing more than that. Nothing less than that. Now look at this, where the mind goes, I know you will say be comfortable. Okay, take it for granted. that this is I'm going to say. So being comfortable. So comfort is an experience in the mind of the body. How many objects are there? Comfort is one object. And then the body is the another object. Then the experience is third object. Now it is the knowledge of an experience, knowledge of the body, knowledge of the comfort, or I know you all are continuing this teaching. So, or do you remember? Comfort of, can I say comfort of consciousness, experience of the consciousness? On that consciousness, through the mind, body appears in that consciousness at this moment. Then the comfort in the body appears in that consciousness. Oh my goodness. Look at it. We are, how much deluded we are. But that very happiness is of the nature of consciousness. What the comfort gives you happiness? Oh, the comfort. So it means happiness comes from that comfort in the body. And if you are not comfortable, then if you don't create a cause, then there is no happiness. Are you still seeking happiness? It means you know happiness is there. I'm putting everything logically, the last verse that I just discussed. So when you're aware of the entire movement of a thought to understand your real self, what exactly you are dropping the delusion. You are dropping the snake. Does the snake exist in the road? No, it does not exist. Am I worthy of suffering? Yes, then you are crazy. I am not worthy of suffering. I am happy. I am worthy of suffering. Why? Conditional love. Or you are redefining our love. I have been loving since birth until now. I'm just explaining being comfortable only. And we reach to that state of happiness. What I said, comfort through the mind appears on the consciousness of the body, is not the source of happiness. Very good. You are just understanding, you are reflecting. Can I say in other way? Fear is not the source of the snake that appears on the rope. The snake does not exist. In the same way, be carefree. I know you might be thinking, now this crazy guy will again ask you to be careful. Yes. So understanding is required. Carefree. Free from all the cares free, I'm bound? Yes, I'm bound. How come I'm bound? I'm not able to make the mind free from all the thoughts, feelings, emotions, past experiences. Do you see that? We say we guide meditation practice, but we miss the crux, we miss the cream. Freedom, I'm seeking freedom. For what? From all these crazy thoughts that continues to enter into my mind as an unwanted guest. I have tried hard in the past, and still, I want freedom from it. Carefree, free from all the cares that this mind does to me. How the mind does to me. I expect love from you and you don't make me happy, so I leave you. You make me happy, I like you. That is the way the mind is carrying us. It puts so many conditions. Oh, if I practice with eyes closed, then I will be happy. Come on. Come on. Ostrich finding the danger put its beak and its neck inside the sand. That is what we are doing. That is why I coined the word being carefree. I don't want to face the reality. So in a simple way, what I'm saying, free from all the cares of the mind. So if I have understood the mind of this master, so this master is going to ask you a question. First, what I said, are you carefree? Carefree means free from all the cares the mind does. Free from all the fears that image of the snake imposed on the rope does to me. So it means the snake does not exist and the fear does not exist. Now use this same reasoning to being carefree. Oh, I come to the conclusion. Do I own any thought, feeling, my past experiences? Yes, I own. Oh, so you have created millions of causes for your happiness. It belongs to the mind, and mind does not belong to you. Mind is not you. No, it may belong to you. I rephrased it, but it is not me. So where is the problem? Falsely, instinctively, impulsively, ignorantly, I claim I am my mind, and that is why I am saying be careful. So if I uproot from the point I am not the mind, then I continue to watch, witness, the thoughts are coming and going. We are going into another direction. We see the thoughts are coming and going. The thought is equal to an object plus consciousness and knowledge of an object. Knowledge of an object comes from the mind. Awareness of an object comes from the mind. Experience of that object, it is in the mind plus consciousness. Oh, so means that object in the thought, that knowledge of an object in that thought plus the thought appears on the consciousness as the snake appears on the rope. You may see how cleverly I am putting this logic. It is not clever. It is wisely putting the logic in order to realize our real nature. Our goal is to find who am I? I'm ignorant, so I have to get rid of the ignorance, and that is why I put this logic. Otherwise, there is no reason. Oh, you see, I explained the same being carefree in an entirely based on the teaching of this master. What is that master? I have taken only one. Now pick up. Do I know happiness? Yes. Do I know the state of happiness independent of everything that my mind forces me to relate? Inquire it. When you inquire, you will find, oh, what you will find will create a magic in your mind. You become totally free. When? Here and now. Here and now. I still don't find that freedom. Who says this? The mind is saying this. The snake on the rope is saying this. Oh, one guy told me that you make me crazy. Yes, I have to be. What I think I am saying, fact is that I am insane. What I find normal, oh, we say fear is normal, instinctive. Problem is normal because I divorced or I married. You are not carefree. One guy told me that now I have recognized and realized there is no point in the marriage. So that I said that is also a thought. What prarabdha will do to you, you will never remember. What we are doing nothing. Why? The real self does nothing. If by any chance the real self does anything, it is subject to change. What is subject to change cannot maintain permanent happiness, cannot maintain permanent existence. And if it changes, then we have many consciousnesses. Do you see that? If you see that, what you saw, now you don't see the snake, you saw the rope. Finished. Where the fear is gone. where the snake is gone. So snake was imposed. Who imposed it? My mind. Why? My mind lives in ignorance. What is the journey of the Eastern wisdom? Is the self-discovery. Remove the ignorance. You are there. When, here and now. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down to share our experience. These teachings coming from that master has to be lived. Beard guy had a good talk, and now let me go back again to watch the snake. That is not going to work. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for the session. So here's my summary.
Okay.
The perceived incompleteness of objects is due to the defect in perception and not because the objects are defective.
Yes.
Our sense organs look at the real self but see an object instead of the underlying essence and cause of that object. And similarly, the mind looks at the real self but perceives pain or pleasure. The mind looks at unconditional love but perceives it as love towards an individual, towards someone specific. The mind loves itself unconditionally, but the mind confuses who is that itself that it loves. The mind believes that it loves the body or the pleasure or certain emotions, but all of those are perceived aspects of the same whole real self.
What a beautiful summary. Can I live into that awareness? So now you have a good thought or a bad thought, doesn't matter. You perceive it equally. You have a good feeling or the bad feeling. Mind, calm down. You said, mind, I know you give me the perception of the world, but just calm down. I know what it is. Finished. You take it as a grain of a salt. So where the attachment is gone, you see where the attachment is gone, where the strong hatred has gone. Then the mind is very much scared to criticize, to hate someone. But by other teacher, we teach totally in a different way. Beautiful summary. How are you, Dennis and Jerry?
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Dennis. That was a really great summary. The relationship between the known and the unknown is very fascinating, but I think further to Dennis's point, the flaw is in the mind. If we let the mind drive us or guide us too much, we've got to control the mind, I guess. Yeah. Meditation, very deep, quiet. Thank you.
Beautiful. One has to understand at that subtler level, which both of you have explained, Now you have seen the snake in a row. Very good. Now you have seen that the snake does not exist. So it does not mean that it is the end of the journey. I have to continue to reflect on it. The snake does not exist and still it appeared. How come? Only because of my ignorance. There is no other reason. And what the Dennis explained, because of my limited perception, or because I'm seeking something. And once you live into that awareness, what it needs, nothing. It needs nothing. That is why it is a non-practice. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, the wisdom in the lesson was just brilliant, and I feel like if we know when we know our essence, so that the proof to apply it as a seeker, to know the essence is in the consciousness, so the love, the light, the truth, the peace is there. So when the body experiences something painful, yes, it's painful, or yes, it's pleasant, but behind what is always there, even in the pain,
yes,
and as important as in the pleasure, because otherwise we crave the pleasure, and but I find it easier to look at it in the pain, because I'm really trying to live this. So in the pain, sometimes I have to ask myself and remember, where's the love and the peace in the pain? But in the pleasure, I know where it is.
Yes, yes.
I know it comes, and I know that it's in everyone, so.
You see, I am in pain. The very recognition of the pain prompts the mind to be in the state of the happiness. So somewhere in the darkness of the mind, I am still aware that my nature is happiness. That is why I'm looking for happiness. Look at it. Even in extreme pain, what the Jerry is saying, and I'm just giving even in extreme pain, in extreme suffering, you can say there is maybe a subconscious awareness that, I don't want this, I want this. And because of the ignorance, mind starts the journey in ignorance, starts looking for the causes to be happy outside. We are lost. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. I really appreciate everybody's take on the talk today, and it's just a reminder that a lot of times I'm walking around mixed up and confused, and I have a choice about that, right? And I catch it. Like last night, I was laying down to fall asleep, I was thinking about some things, and I was like, what is it? What is this? This isn't even a thing. Go to sleep. Yeah. So it was timely, and my meditation was good. Thank you.
Yes, we have to question. When you question, you are aware. You are raising your bar of your self-awareness. When you don't question, what it means by non-questioning, it is impulsive, it is habitual, it is unconscious. I have accepted the pain. For example, I have accepted the suffering. So I have accepted the suffering that you caused all the suffering, and then another problem starts. Other. So whether it is other, whether it is an experience of the pain, or whether I experience the pleasure in eating pasta, they all are present on the surface of the consciousness, like a snake on the rope. That we need to recognize it. The moment you recognize, we are done. You need not to practice further. How are you, Terry?
I'm not sure how to ask my question. But it has something to do with the consciousness being one and we being, let's see, many name and form. Then, but we don't, I was stuck on a thought that really was not productive.
Yeah.
But why do we, how, I don't know, why do we not know? In other words,
why don't
the
we know?
consciousness is one, then but the experiences of others, I do not know those.
Yes. When I say I don't know, there is something already known to me.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Just now I changed the title of today's session. Pay attention and you will get everything. So the previous title was The Seeker Seems Hidden for Ignorant, Always Present for the Seeker. That was the title. So while you all were sharing the experiences, I changed the title. I changed only one word. Instead of a seeker, I replaced that seeker to happiness. Happiness seems hidden for ignorant, always present for the seeker. So what difference it does? That is what you explained. That is what I understood, Terry, from you. What did you understand? I'll take one more minute. So there is a consciousness that is the real self. So my mind, because of its craziness, it perceives real self also as an object. Come on, mind, stop this. I'm the real self. I am the happiness. That personal, you see that when I say I am happiness, but the happiness is a noun. You see, that is created by the mind. Did you understand that one? I am happiness. I am existence. I am pure consciousness. But the mind continues to analyze and observe this journey of the self-discovery as if the real self is also an object. It is such a greater ignorance. And that is why it is taking a time. Otherwise, as such, there is no problem. How are you, Ashok?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Sir, I am fine and thank you for the session. And I have no question, but I want to share one thing. कि सर जैसे मेरा लास्ट ईयर में एक्सीडेंट हुआ था ना, तो उसमें मेरे को पेन मतलब मुझे महसूस नहीं हुआ. तो दैट वाज आई थिंक ड्यू टू द ब्रेन समथिंग कि मेरे को महसूस नहीं हुआ. But if we separate the pain and body, I mean that if I could understood that, तो उसमें पेन और मतलब बॉडी के साथ पेन है. That is the process of the body. That is the process of the body. No, I mean that is a process, we can say. That is not with the real self.
Yeah, you're coming slowly to a point. So what do you say? We all know that Ashok met with a severe accident. So in that accident, something happened to the brain, so he could not experience the pain. That is one aspect of the entire journey of our physical, mental, and emotional life. But because the mind becomes absent after doctors give anesthesia. But here what we are talking, the mind is fully aware. We are putting the knowledge and the wisdom there. And then we say, yes, I am of the nature of the real self. So if you make the real self as an object, it will take 50 births to recognize and realize. Because we are a little bit scared to say that I am happiness. Ask yourself. We are a little bit afraid. How can I say?
You are right, sir.
I am happiness. How can I say? People will think that I am insane. No, all are insane. Except you. That is all for today. Thank you. We'll meet again.
Namaste, sir. Thank you very much.